Saturday in EPCOT with Topher. Hey everyone, it's Herb from World of Walt, and welcome to another live broadcast from the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. Today, a special guest from up north, the one, the only, Topher.
Hello.
Hi, Topher.
I've made it. For the record, we saw each other at 10 o'clock on the nose.
So we were on time.
Slow Skyliner must be a little later than I should have been,
Yeah,
but we're here.
Traffic. I like
and
the
it
shirt,
is,
by the way.
Thank you. My mom found this, and it, other than the fact that I accidentally, I think, put more sunscreen on Beaker and Bunsen this morning than on myself, everybody loves this shirt.
It's fun.
Including me.
It's fun.
You,
Tanya, good morning. Keith, hello. Tara, hello. Sorry, Topher.
You turned up the heat down here, I noticed.
Well, only for people from the north.
Right.
If you're from the south, it's like, this is not bad. But if you're from the north, it's like burning up.
I woke up this morning and I put my watch on and I looked at it and it said it was 67 degrees. I thought, oh, that's not bad. And then I realized my watch is still reporting the weather in Michigan. And then it was warm.
Yeah, you know you're a Floridian if it's 90 and it's like, that's okay. So last night was the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. I had a chance to check it out. It was fun. It was a little warm. Had a lot of walking.
Did you get stormed on? Because I flew down last night and was dodging storms, including visible lightning bolts out the window of the plane, which is kind of fun. But did that hit here, or was that, because I flew to Sanford, so.
It came through a little bit earlier before I left for the party. I was going to try to get to the park at 5, and it was raining and nasty. And like, well, I can be there at 7, and I'll still see everything.
Sure.
So the fireworks were really good. I don't know if it's different than what it's been in the past, but they did a great job. And Boo to You, the parade is also very good. The same, I think, is what it has been in the past, but it was a fun event. Had a chance to go on Tron for a 30-minute wait, which is not so bad.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. And something I don't often do is Astro Orbiter, 5-minute wait, which was pretty much walk-on, actually.
Anything noticeable with the Astro Orbiter post-renovation? They just clean it up? Does it go even faster than? Because that ride spins.
Once it does kind of get some momentum going. I could tell that everything had been freshened up, like the steel beams that hold the rockets to the main tower looked like they were brand new, and they may have been brand new, but everything just looks very nice. But same general experience.
Well, we got anybody out there watching us?
Yeah, a few people, surprisingly. Susan is here. Hi, Susan.
Good.
Karen Seeds, good to see you walk around EPCOT. Amanda says there's nobody here. Yeah, we're World Showcase at park opening. Well, close to park opening, so a little more spread out. Donna, hello to you in Chicago. She's got 94, which I think is going to be hotter than here. I think today it's only like 91 or 2
Okay.
here, so Chicago's burning up. Robert says, I bet Herb gets a nap today. Robert, you are the winner of the prize. You are absolutely correct. I didn't get home until well after 1 o'clock last night. But it was a fun night. Glad I had a chance to see it. Nikki from Wisconsin. Gail, hello to you. Stavlor on YouTube. Thanks to all of the YouTube watchers. Appreciate that.
How has that been? The dual broadcasting. You get comments from both and can see everything at once?
I do, yeah. They appear slightly differently. When I'm just a Facebook only broadcast, it was a little more of a consistent scroll. Here it sort of comes in chunks.
Okay.
But it's okay. And I'm very glad that the technology is finally cooperating, because past attempts have not cooperated so well.
And now if someone feels that their comment has been ignored, you've got an excuse.
Yeah.
That, oh, it must have been in the chunk. I lost it in there. I'm sorry.
That was always the case,
Yes.
actually. So.
Well, for whoever was talking about the crowds not being bad here, I need to tell you about my morning. So knowing that we were going to be here at 10, Hollywood Studios closes at 6 tonight. I assume they've got a private event or something going on. So I decided to go there first. So I went straight 8 o'clock for early entry. Went to the Tower of Terror. I did not get there early for early entry. I walked into the park at like 7:57. But went straight to the Tower of Terror, where the wait was 4. Not 4 minutes, 4 people.
Wow.
And there was just nobody around. So it kind of turned into a game to see, well, let's walk out and go back on and try again. So I have ridden the Tower of Terror this morning 6 times, which I love the Tower of Terror. My stomach says 6 is actually enough.
You know your limit now.
But yes, but
Wow.
that was pretty amazing. I mean, a couple of times that I was running out of ideas for the picture, but I mean, one where I've got my arms up because I had the whole row to myself. But it was, I don't think I've ever seen it quite that quiet.
Yeah, 6 is definitely beyond what I've done. Amy says good morning. Linda from sunny Concord, Massachusetts. Nice to see you. Cindy from New York, hello. So today is an auspicious day in the life of the Pin of the Month Club.
Oh, I was going to prompt this, but now I don't have to.
Yeah, well, you can still get an award for a shameless plug, but yes, so today, August 16th, a day that will live in
We'll find
infamy,
out.
Infamy, and not infamy, but infamy. Yeah, so today is the day that I am cutting over to exclusively designed, authentic pins made just for the Pin of the Month Club. These are pins created by Disney artists, licensed by the Walt Disney Company, and very excited to be able to share them with everyone who is part of the Pin of the Month Club. It has been at least months, maybe years in the making, and it's been quite a process, quite a learning experience on the whole approval and manufacturing process that Disney requires, which I understand. But so starting today, brand new pins are getting shipped out, and actually Topher, I will ruin the surprise for you, but I'll ask you not to ruin it for everyone else.
Okay.
I have for you
Oh, wow.
the 2 very first pins
Oh, wow.
that
Okay.
are exclusive for
So,
World
so I just look at these, but I don't show them,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
so you look at them, but don't show them. So we'll get your reaction.
Those, wow. So those are very cool. Those are very cool. So these are, I mean, you would not know that this isn't something that you just bought right in the store.
Yeah.
Wow. Super cool. Yes, folks. Very good. And
All right.
what I can tell you is a real perk is having Herb hand it to you, not have it come in that impossible to open mailer. We have this contest in our family where one of us videos trying to open the mailer while guessing what the pin is going to be, and then open the mailer with one hand. And those new things that you've upgraded to,
Yeah.
it's like a 4-minute process, which then leads to a number of group texts mocking my inability to open the mailer. But these pins are awesome. So I will not say any more, so I don't ruin it for people. And that's
Those are for you.
okay.
That's a part of
Thank
Pin
you.
of the Month Club history right there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm curious though, because you've done some voting where people can pick between designs.
Yes.
Do you get a feel for how many people are going to want to vote versus how many people are going to want to be surprised? Because I voted in the very first one, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to vote anymore, because I'd rather have that go to the mailbox and see something I've never seen before.
Yeah.
That's part of it for me. So do you get a sense of where people are going to land?
My guess is it's going to be about a 50-50, although it's still early days. I'm not quite sure. But that is a new feature of the Pin of the Month Club, and one I'm pretty excited about because I think it hits people who want a surprise and it hits people who want to vote. So if you want to have a chance to influence the next design, which you'll get in 3 or 6 or 9 months, you have a chance to vote on it. But if you don't want to know what those designs look like, just skip the voting process and you will be surprised with everyone else. So my guess is that it's like a 50-50.
I think the other risk is that, like, if the voters don't agree with you, you could end up disappointed that, oh, I voted for this pin and it lost.
Yeah, so some people will vote for designs that don't make it, but you know that's part of the fun, and you always get a great pen. So
Yeah, so I've obviously seen a couple of other designs from when I did vote, and they're very cool.
yeah, thank you.
How do you get, do the designers send you choices then, and you pick 2 to vote on, or do they send, how does that work?
It's a good question. So I come up with an idea.
Oh, really?
I would like something with Peter Pan in it. And I send that to the designers, and they come back with several different ideas. And as long as I'm pretty general in what I want, they can make something happen. You know, if I want something very specific, it becomes much more complicated. If I want Mickey Mouse with no shoes on, you know, standing in the middle of the street, well, the lawyers and the artists and everyone else are probably going to have a lot of back and forth about that.
Sure.
But if I just make a general request, they can usually come up with something relatively quickly. And when I say relatively, I mean like months instead of years. So yeah, I give them an idea, they come back with a couple ideas based on that, a couple designs based on that, and then I share the designs for voting, and we work through the process.
It's pretty slick. So start to finish, you can go through that whole process of then design, manufacture, get it, distribution, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
But that's interesting when you say, sending a general idea. I assume that's kind of similar to what you would do with T-Public for shirt designs, to say, hey, here's the gist of it.
Yeah.
Come up with something that, and those folks are amazing.
Yeah, they do a great job. Yeah, very similar. Although the folks at Disney are much pickier.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
So I've got one design fail already. Actually, it's one that was sort of recommended to me by the company that's helping me out through all navigating this whole process. And it was sort of like marshmallows on a stick, except the marshmallows were Disney characters like Winnie the Pooh, and Tigger. So you could tell based on the colors and the design. There was one that was a marshmallow on a stick with Mickey and Minnie. And originally, the nice Disney artist said, yeah, it's okay. But later they came back and said, we're not going to allow you to poke a stick through to Mickey's head, so that's a no. I go, okay, I get it. That's fine. We'll
at least there was a reason provided.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, it wasn't just a random decision. So yeah, it's interesting to go through the process.
So we were thinking that just for doing something that we haven't done before, that we might try to ride the Friendship boat across the lagoon here, but it does not appear to be running yet. The official schedule says an hour after the park opens, which would be going by now, but so far it hasn't budged from the other side of the lagoon, and there was no one at the ropes as we just passed there in Germany. So I think we want to keep walking.
Okay, all right.
Otherwise we'd be here for a long time.
Okay. I was thinking we could maybe take in the Grand Fiesta tour.
Sure.
We're well past it, but we could maybe make another loop.
We can make a full loop. I think that would get us over there. That would be all right.
Hey, there's somebody named Stephanie on.
Oh no! I mean, wonderful. Who could that be?
Stephanie, nice to see you.
She was trying to finagle her work schedule so she would be available to watch, which likely means heckle. If people are wondering, that is my sister who is out there.
Thank you,
surely providing helpful commentary.
Well, if she says something that's not so great, I'll just not mention it.
That could go in one of those batches that gets lost along the way.
Actually, the majority of comments are in those batches. So. It is a little warm, even for a Floridian, but it's okay. So how long are you?
Not long. So I am here until tomorrow afternoon. Then back to work. I announce high school and college football on the radio back in Michigan, and high school football season starts here in a couple weeks. So this is kind of my last free weekend. So bustling down here for a little Disney fun. Of course, doing it at a totally frantic pace. That I'm at Hollywood Studios, then I'm here for this. I've got lightning lanes back at Hollywood Studios, and then I've got a lightning lane for Guardians back here. So, I'll be in Florida for 44 hours and attempt to accomplish a 7-day trip.
Wow! So you were able to make lightning lane reservations for multiple park attractions in the same day.
Because the Guardians reservation is the lightning lane single pass. When you pay for that separately, you can make that jump.
Okay,
yes.
I got
So it's a little bit different than the normal strategy that I would use, because I picked that stuff at Hollywood Studios in the middle of the day. Normally I would try to get stuff early so you could burn it off and start getting new.
Yeah.
But because of the way we were going to split this to be on the broadcast, I thought, listen, I can get enough done standby, as evidenced by 6 trips on the Tower of Terror, before I would leave to come over here. So, trying to do standby at Hollywood Studios between 11 and 2 is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
But by booking that stuff in the middle, so I've got another Tower of Terror, just what I surely need at this point, and then a Midway Mania and a Rock and Roller, because this will probably be the last chance that I get to ride Rock and Roller before it closes.
Oh, yeah.
And gets rebranded.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. So we'll do that, take a little break. Probably are we still looking at afternoon thunderstorms to dodge? I mean,
did not
it's
look at
August in Florida, so that's
probably
a
yes.
fairly safe bet.
Probably yes.
Then we'll do that, and then I will start tomorrow morning at Magic Kingdom, where the in the know theory is that on a Halloween party day, going to Magic Kingdom early works because everybody who's got party tickets doesn't want to be there early, because they know they're going to be able to be there late with lower lines, and so the just regular day crowd should be smaller. So that's the theory for tomorrow.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And people who are paying for a day in a park don't want it to be shortened like that by the party start anyway.
Right.
So I think the theory makes a lot of good sense.
So,
Peggy,
report.
hello to you. Sorry, go
I was
ahead.
just a second. Report back on that one on our next visit. What
Okay.
else do folks have to say? I'm surely tired of listening to us.
Tracy, hello to you. I probably need to take a stop in the shade so I can actually see what's going on.
In the
'Cause my phone is,
ornery?
yeah, I think it's just having a hot flash. Debbie has 85 days to go. Very good. John, hello to you. Jennifer, good morning. Says a nice stroll. It's a very nice stroll. I agree. Stephanie says, Herb, have you been on the new test track? Actually, I have, Stephanie, been on the new test track, and I like it. So the ride itself, I think, is pretty much the same. It's more just the theming that's been updated. More about recent ideas, I would say, as opposed to just design. Now it's more about autonomy. But I like it. I like it. It's not a major change, but it's a good one.
I have not done it yet. What I'm curious about, and what I'll probably do, because I didn't get Epcot Lightning Lanes, I'll probably try to single rider it. But I always felt like the old, Test Track 2, essentially, the old version, suffered with the single rider ride because you didn't get to design the car, which was such an important part of that experience. That's what you bypassed as a single rider. But in this instance, maybe what you'll miss of the pre-show won't feel like missing out on so much. I don't know, because I don't know what the new pre-show is. And I never went on the old World of Motion, so they said that this version has some throwbacks to that, but then I've heard other people say, kind of. But you don't really get that feel. So what was your sense in that department?
Maybe if you squint a little bit, because the ride itself is pretty much the same. I mean, there are a few mentions in the narration that kind of throw back to that original design. But as far as the feel of the experience itself, to me, it's mostly the same.
And then did they change the speedometer on the outside?
And I've heard people talk about like 64.5 or some very specific number. So the display still looks pretty much the same as what I remember.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the number might have changed by a mile or two. So
I'm very curious, because in the past it always topped out at 64.9 with like 7 exclamation points, which the whole idea behind that was that Florida at the time had a 65 mile an hour speed limit, and they didn't want their people getting speeding tickets. But I'm curious whether they have changed to just an updated display that still is predetermined. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to put a radar gun out there, and there would be slight variations from car to car. So I'll be curious if that happens. My understanding is that with the new Cars ride, that there will be some randomness to that, and maybe that's the case in California as well, in terms of when you're racing, who wins. That is not going to be the same every time. I may be mixing my metaphors there. But
Cars, we can go. I've seen a few comments. Keith, hello. So the Cars attraction at the Disneyland Resort is pretty amazing.
Yeah, Radiator Springs Racers.
Yeah. Have you been on it?
I have once.
Yeah.
We won. Retiring undefeated. Refused to go back.
Yeah, I put that up there with Rise of the Resistance type of quality.
That whole area of the park, especially when you know the geographic limitations that they have at Disneyland to be able to put that together. I know they're getting some more space with the Disneyland Forward stuff that will help, but especially when they built that expansion, I mean, that was a sardine can to be able to just create that out of nothing. Really impressive at California Adventure.
Yeah, but they do not have the blessing of space.
It's just such a different feel there, just parked right in the middle of Anaheim. You hop on the monorail and you're going along, there's like a gas station and a Howard Johnson motel.
Yeah, I know, it feels very different. Yeah, you walk outside the bubble and you're out right away into the real world. It's kind of nice that you can walk out and just down the street and be at a hotel that's off-site if you don't want to pay on-site rates.
Absolutely.
There aren't that many on-site options either, not like here at Walt Disney World.
Right.
Pat has tickets for the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Hope you have a good time there.
So what else did you see at the Halloween party? You mentioned the parade, obviously, and excellent fireworks.
Yes, there was a show on the Tomorrowland stage featuring Zombies 4, which I guess is a thing. I didn't really know that.
I believe that's right.
Yeah, okay. I mentioned Tron.
I mean, why stop at Zombies 3? You can't leave people hanging.
You could probably get up to Zombies like 9. I don't know if 10 works, but yeah. So I saw the Headless Horseman, which is always to me an amazing feat that, well, first off, that Disney lawyers still allow something like that.
Right.
And the fact that the
maybe
horse...
Brom Bones put it in his contract. Spoiler alert.
The fact that the horse knows what to do, the fact that the guy sitting on top of the horse or the gal can actually do that, it's an amazing experience to see that horse come by and just hear the clopping coming towards you. And
that does feel like an interesting, moment for somebody who's getting their assignment as a cast member. So, well, we got a spot for you. Yes, it's character. Yeah, you'll be in a costume. You won't be able to see your face. Oh, and you're going to be on horseback. That's cool, right?
And you can't see, and you're at the mercy of the horse.
Yes.
With 10,000 people watching and making noise all around. What could possibly go wrong?
In general, the fact that they have animals that are trained to deal with the number of people that are around here, even if you just think of the people who are pulling, the horses pulling the trolley, that really is impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, those are very calm animals given all of the chaos that's going around. I wonder if they give them a little shot of whiskey before they start their shift. I didn't even say that.
I just envision the horses talking to each other about the guests. Like, oh, can you believe this guy? He wants another picture with me? Okay.
I wish that kid would stop screaming. All right, we need to take another little break.
Another pit stop. I think your plan of getting to the Three Caballeros is a good idea.
Yeah, my phone will enjoy it. Stacy says, "Who's your friend Topher?" Who is Topher? This is a question that's been asked for millennia. Topher is somebody I've met through the Wonders of World of Walt, and occasionally makes trips here, and appears as a guest star.
When you posted the hey, this is where I'm going to be tomorrow post on Facebook, I saw it right after the plane landed. And you know how Facebook oftentimes suggests a handful of questions that you might have after seeing a post. That was one. It said, "Who is Topher?" That's appropriate. The way that all started. So initially, I discovered World of Walt just when a Saturday morning stream came up on Facebook, and it was this guy who was streaming himself riding the Great Movie Ride.
The what?
Yes.
What's that?
And so I know that the Great Movie Ride is a bit polarizing amongst fans. Some who are glad that it gave way to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Many people with great nostalgia for it. At the time, honestly, I shouldn't even say this. I was not a huge fan. I didn't dislike it, but it was not at the top of my list. And not knowing your history of doing this every week, I thought, okay, who went to Disney and the thing they decided to stream themselves doing was the Great Movie Ride? Not knowing that was part of a whole series of things. But then we kind of explored the site and watched a bunch of old videos. And what actually kind of linked you and me up was I was watching one day and somehow heard Zippity Doo-Dah playing in the background wherever you were. And those notes triggered the phrase Pin of the Month Club, sign up today, Zippity Doo-Dah, Zippity A, which led to writing the World of Walt song and then performing it myself, which was another poor life choice.
Which is still on YouTube and forever shall be.
Oh, terrific. And there's the best news of the day. There's the best news of the day. But I sent that to you. apparently had equally poor judgment and musical taste as I did, and wrote back, and we kind of went from there.
Yeah,
But
it was good.
we've done a lot of fun stuff between doing the countdown calendar and the bucket hats. I still have like 8 bucket hats sitting in a box in my office, so if there's anybody out there who needs a bucket hat, email Herb.
Yeah.
info@worldofwalt.com.
You've heard of that address before.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, we'll get you hooked up. Yeah, and the rest, as they say, is history. So it's always fun to hang out with Topher when he's spending a bit of time here. And it's nice that he was able to squeeze in a trip before football season. So you'll be busy through post-Thanksgiving, I would imagine.
Yes. Well, and as soon as football ends, it's straight into basketball. But I am scheduled to be back for the half marathon in January.
Okay.
So
Good.
I have a kind of pesky Achilles right now that would be nice if that would cooperate, but lots of time between now and then to find some shortcuts and things of that nature, which are always helpful.
Are you training?
I have not run in the last month or so, but I mean, I'm riding a bike and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
So with a half, I've never run a full. A full would require a lot of training to do it in a non-stupid fashion. For a half, you can, for me at least, I can get away with that. You know, if I've run up to maybe 8 miles a couple of times and a bunch of 4s and 5s, if you watch my pacing, it will get very, very ugly in the last 4 miles. Like, what happened to this guy? But I can at least do it.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think speed is the main objective when it comes to a Disney race. I think you want to experience and enjoy everything along the way.
Exactly. If people have not tried Run Disney, I mean, first of all, unfortunately, you can't just do it on a spur of the moment decision. You got to register 8-10 months in advance, and you better be ready the moment that it goes live.
Yeah, because it sells out immediately.
But the experience is second to none. I mean, obviously, deep down, Disney is sort of a logistics company, so this is what they do, but they run 15,000 people through one of these races, and it just runs like clockwork, whether it's coordinating buses or there's characters are out on the race course and bands, and there's generally a gospel choir in the last turn to inspire you along. And it's just very, very impressive. But as you said, it is an extremely positive experience for everyone. You don't need to be a runner. That the folks who are clipping off 14, 15-minute miles are getting the same loud cheers and crowds and everything as the guy who's up there, the first guy through the tape. And for me at least, the experience of running down Main Street at 6 in the morning in the dark, but everything is lit up, but there's nobody around. They've got a crowd on Main Street to cheer for you. And then you come and you turn. Used to be that you turned to Tomorrowland. Last year they sent us the other direction. But you go into the back of the Magic Kingdom, basically deserted. And hey, here's good news. The boat is running now. It's not here, but we could maybe ride the Grand Fiesta Tour and then come back and finish with that. So.
All right, that's a good idea.
But it's if you are someone who loves to run, it's great. If you're someone who's just saying, I don't really like to run, but I'd like to try this once, it's also a lot of fun. Just be careful, because that's how I got roped into it, and now I'm an annual pass holder, and I'm here 3 times a year after my sister said, you need to come run this half marathon with me, and that's how it all started.
Oh, yeah. So it's another way for them to hook you in.
Yeah, I had, when we came on that trip, I had not been to Disney in Florida since high school. I'd been to Disneyland a couple of times just because we were in California. It's like, hey, let's do this for a day. But then we went from that, and now here I am. So it was a very expensive race.
Yeah. So the term gateway drug is kind of a strong phrase, isn't it?
Yes, but perhaps not totally misplaced in this setting.
Well, it's a good Run Disney story. I still have not done a Run Disney event. It's on my list.
But you ran on your cruise, right?
That's true. I did.
Castaway Cay?
At Castaway Cay, yeah. So Castaway Cay has a 5K, and in the days before COVID, it would actually be a race with a start time and all of that. And then I think now it's more just go run it and then tell someone you did, and they'll give you the rubber medal.
Yes.
Which I've done. I still have my rubber medal, and I liked it. It was a lot of fun. I would recommend it.
So I will tell you, I am not someone who runs based on what the medal is. Some people really are. It's very important to them.
Yeah, the hardware is a
You know,
deal.
they collect them, they hang them on the walls. I do hang mine on the wall, but that's not what determines whether I want to be in a particular race or not. But the effort that goes into the design of these medals now, they have moving parts.
Yeah.
Sometimes they rotate or spin, or the characters are on springs and they bounce out at you, or maybe it's got a window that opens up or something.
Yeah.
They are very, very cool.
Yeah.
And again, you can be my sister, who has run the Dopey Challenge and shown up and, you know, clanked around the park with like 7 medals on. It sounds like I'm not going to go there, but
It's impressive.
a large amount of noise approaching you. She would not be sneaking up on anyone after running those races.
She deserves it. That's an amazing accomplishment. I did one full marathon when I was someone with a lot less gray hair. And I read the article called "How to Run Your First Marathon and Not Die in the Process."
Okay.
And that's what I did.
It's a
I
good tip.
completed it, and I did not die. And okay.
I
Check.
still think my favorite Run Disney story, I was here in 2022, I think, and I was not running, I was hurt. My sister was here running. But there was a lady by the name of Brittany Charbonneau who signed up for the Dopey Challenge. And if people aren't familiar with the Dopey Challenge, there's 4 races in January: a 5K on Thursday, a 10K on Friday, a half marathon on Saturday, and a full marathon on Sunday. The Dopey Challenge is appropriately named because it involves doing all 4 of those, 4 days in a row. Brittany Charbonneau not only ran all 4 in costume, she won all 4.
Wow.
4 days in a row.
Oh my gosh.
And I had kind of heard about this, and I was at the finish line for the half, and I shot video of her coming around the last turn, and you would think that she had just hopped out of her car and was just jogging in, that she did not appear to have run 13 miles or anything. She was just cruising, waving at the crowd and so forth, and then came back and won the marathon the next day. It was
Amazing.
bonkers.
Wow. Yeah, that's one where you got to do some preparation and training. And,
Yeah, she probably ran more than the 9 miles that I ran total before my first half.
John.
This is nice.
John found the World of Walt song on YouTube.
Oh, John, I'm so sorry.
Missy's saying fix the gimbal. Yeah, it's a little on the shaky side. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can. I'll stand here in front of this side.
Sure. Get a good view in here.
See if I can even things out a little bit. Part of it is I have a different audio setup today for the 2 of us, and I think the phone is a little persnickety about that. The other thing is it's pretty warm out.
Which makes it feel like it's like 30 below 0 in here.
Yeah, the air conditioning's working well. Okay, so we're gonna give this a go. Keith said the gimbal's been drinking too many margaritas.
Whoa, there we go.
See, it's part of it is the extra weight of this microphone.
Just the
thing.
weight of that.
But we'll.
Now that people are knowing how I felt after 6 rides on the Tower of Terror this morning.
All right, we'll give this a try. All right, so you're up for 3 Caballeros.
Sure, we
All
can
right.
we can at least do that because you can probably hold the phone there.
Yeah. And we'll disconnect our mics before we climb into the boat, so I
Okay.
don't kill anybody along the way.
Well, the opportunity to clothesline somebody with this linked microphone setup, I think, is the highlight of the whole experience. The first time that we did this with mics, we darn near took somebody out.
Yes. Lesson learned.
Looks like my kind of line.
Peggy's asking if it's time for a shameless plug.
Oh, absolutely.
And Peggy, yes, you're right. It's always time for a shameless plug. You win the award of my undying appreciation.
Hello.
Hello. If you or anyone you know would like to get a little bit of Disney fun delivered to your home every single month, check out pinofthemonthclub.com. Now featuring exclusive limited edition pins.
Yeah, why don't you go through the short version of that again for people who weren't here right at the beginning?
Yeah, so today, August 16th, is the day when we are switching over to pins which are available only through the Pin of the Month Club. They are authentic Disney pins. They are limited edition, and very excited to share them with everyone. You want want to hand me your mic?
I was just going to do a little spoiler alert on that new pin.
there-
That's all you get.
Yeah, sorry. No C to pin. 2.
Take row number 5 behind the yellow line.
Thank you.
Or do you want your own row so you can record better?
Oh, sure.
Line was manageable.
I'm going to give you guys row 3 behind the yellow line. Next one is going to be your boat.
Okay, thank you. Hold this for a second.
Sure.
We're gonna get our own boat. That's
No one wants to ride with us.
Janet is a Mexico fan. Buffy says always loves the 3 cabbies. Thank you.
Should have worn my "What Means I Caramba" shirt.
Let's take that back again. Sure. All right, I'm gonna try to study the phone because it's
And if you have children with you, please
doing a little crazy.
Bienvenidos.
Robert said we got the celebrity treatment.
Yes. Clearly.
Jim is a Donald fan. So once we enter the pyramid, we'll be quiet. But since we have our own boat and there's no one else around us, I guess we can chat for a second. Janice said school started in Northeast Florida in Jacksonville. Parents rejoice. Vicky,
Go ahead.
Vicky said it's possible to do the 5K and the 10K with just walking. Good to know.
Yes. Basically, the way that it works is there's a 16-minute per mile pace limit that you need to beat. But that's 16 minutes per mile if you started dead last. So you can actually be even a little bit slower than that. If you start a little further up, you've got a slight cushion. You have to stay in front of a group known as the Balloon Ladies, who are very sweet from what I understand.
Yeah, I've heard the same.
Yeah. But a good power walk or just an occasional run for 45 seconds and then walk will absolutely get you there.
Very good.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I am Jose Aloha, and this is... I don't know. The concept is tonight. This way. Ha-ha! Now we got you, amigo! No matter where he goes, they 1, 2, and 3 goes. We're always together. We have the stars to guide us. Guitars here beside us to play as we go. We sing and we samba, we can. What means I cannot find who he is? I don't know. Adios, amigos! Come again! See you next time! We're waiting for you! Catch us on tour! Viva Mexico!
Goodbye.
Adios, amigos! Come again! See you next time!
Next time, please stay on the sarape, okay?
See? We chased you all over Mexico!
Crash landing.
Oh,
Woo!
yes. That was a good one.
Bumper cars.
What means I caramba? There should be a
Remember to
t-shirt.
stay seated.
The boat reaches the dock. Then
Gather your belongings.
and exit to the right.
Both my brother-in-law and I have that shirt. It's a pop.
Remember to stay seated.
Till the boat reaches the dock.
Then gather your belongings.
And exit to the right.
Ho ho!
Have a nice day.
So ask if the folks out there have eaten at the restaurant here in the pyramid.
Remember to stay seated.
Curious if anyone has done that. My sister has. I have not, but it looks like it would be a fun place to eat.
Hey!
It does. I've not done that. So, okay, question out to everyone. If you have eaten inside the restaurant in the Mexico Pavilion, inside the, inside. Vicky says, thank you. Haven't been on a ride in a long time. He said it's like bumper boats.
Yes.
It's true. Denise and Natalie both say yes. Natalie said, was it? Janet says yes. Amy says delicious. Buffy says amazing. Janet says wonderful. Jackie says delicious and the atmosphere can't be beat. Doris liked it. Carol was eating there.
Based on these responses, I understand why it's hard to get a reservation. All right. Off we go.
Okay.
You lead the way so people don't have to watch the back of my shirt.
Sandy said ate there. Oops, I missed it. Maria's been here multiple times. Robert is looking forward to food and wine. The foodie guide for Food and Wine Festival just came out and is posted over at worldofalt.com. It's about 800 pages long. There are a lot of choices. Marcia said ate there 30 years ago. Wasn't her cup of tea, but the atmosphere was fantastic.
Should find out what people's other favorite EPCOT restaurants are.
Other favorite EPCOT restaurants.
Here comes a lot of suggestions.
Robert said we were seeing the backside of Topher.
Oh boy.
We won't go there. Okay. Jackie, good morning to you. All right. My apologies for the shaky gimbal action here. Whoops, there's a big shake right there. Seems to be less steady than usual. Keith says not the restaurant in Italy. Denise says the barbecue place. Phil said Bacelier best ever at Disney.
I am a huge fan there. That is.
I have still not been there. It is on my bucket list.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It is very good. So I ate at Space 220 a couple of trips back, which is cool, but I think I still like Le Cellier better.
Wow. Food or atmosphere or everything?
All of the above.
Okay.
I mean, it is a unique atmosphere because it's kind of dark. I mean, it's supposed to be like a wine cellar.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're steak and beef people in our family, so it was a good menu for us.
Yeah. That is on my list. Maybe we can stop here for 1 second in the shade of this tree, and I'll see if I can reroute this wire
Okay.
to do anything better, because it is just not having a good day. That doesn't look better.
But good news, the boat is coming.
Okay.
So I think if we get over there, we can show people something that they don't always see on a Saturday morning broadcast.
All right, let's try this.
Maybe the tide will balance out the gimbal and we'll end up level again after
that'd
all.
be good. Joan is a fan of the beer garden. Me too. I would call that one of my favorites here at EPCOT, just because of my obsession with red cabbage.
I am personally partial to the Regal Eagle, mainly because the garlic bread is really good, and they kind of use the garlic bread as the hamburger buns and so forth. The only problem is that if you eat outside, there are birds that also are very partial to the Regal
yeah.
Eagle, and they seem to like unpaid meals off of my plate.
Those are not officially sanctioned Disney birds.
Yes. But perhaps my love of the Muppets also contributes to that.
It's good to see the Muppets here. So
Still-
when I was on Lookout Key, first time I had visited when I had my cruise a couple weeks ago. Oh, I guess we need to go to the other dock. I had seen stories about flies at lunchtime, like swarms of flies, and they had
Sorry, where was this?
at Lookout Key,
Oh,
the
yeah.
second Disney private islandish thing.
Uh-huh.
And now they've got these humongous fans, like tall as you are, and that does the job. So I wonder if fans might help.
And
the
I'm
birds.
like 6'7", you know, as far as you know, as long as I'm walking behind the camera. So
We can go with that. It's okay.
tell me more about your cruise, because you went on a longer cruise this time, right?
Yes, it was 10 days, and it was the Eastern Caribbean, so I had a chance to see British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts, San Juan, missing an island in there, and then both Lookout Key and Castaway Key. It was on the Disney Magic, my first time on that ship. So the Disney Magic is the very first ship in the Disney Cruise Line fleet. About 27 years old at this point. Actually, I think it had its birthday or christening day or whatever you call it for a ship while we were on the voyage. And it was great. So I think that the service, the food, the experience is just, it's amazing. They do a wonderful job.
So for folks, including me, who don't know, what is the inventory of cruise ships now? You've got the Magic, the Wish. What else, and what is unique about each of them?
Yeah, so, oh boy, this is a test.
Quiz.
So I think the Magic and the Wonder were the first two ships,
Okay.
a little bit smaller. And then the Dream and the Fantasy came, which were slightly bigger. So that's 4. I think then the Wish and the Treasure. So after the first 4 ships, Disney changed their design philosophy a little bit, as best I can tell. I haven't been on the newer ships personally yet. But the original ships were more an homage to the classic days of transatlantic sailing. So like the Queen Elizabeth II sort of
Okay,
deal.
QE2 stuff, yeah, sure.
Where sort of the golden age, nautically themed, with still a lot of Disney touches. And I think with the newer ships especially, and over time, Disney has moved away from that concept to focus more on their own intellectual property,
Uh-huh.
which I kind of understand. I don't know. Sometimes I'm a little bit old school, so I think I've got this theory that in Disney fandom, you often get attached to whatever your first experience is with
Okay.
something.
Mhm.
So because my first experience has been with, I'll call it those classic ships, it's hard for me to sort of wrap my brain around what the new ones might be like.
Okay.
But I haven't experienced them either, so that's something I need to do.
I know there is some excitement for the Japan cruise line or route that is coming. I think that's still a
Yeah.
couple of years away.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing how they're
do
going
that.
to a total of 13 ships in a relatively short period of time. So that's a big jump in what the Disney Cruise Line is going to be offering.
I have no idea if they're going to let us on here or if we're just awkwardly standing behind a "this place is closed" rope, but the boat was moving, so and there
Yeah.
are people and there's people getting
coming
off, so
yeah,
it would appear promising.
I think this is nice.
Few moments, we do have to set up real quick.
Okay.
The people getting off right now are cast members, so.
Ah. Have you been to any of the Tokyo parks that everyone raves about?
I have not. I've been to Paris before. I flew by Hong Kong.
That's cheaper, but not
Indeed.
quite the same
Not the
experience.
same, yeah. But I have not been to the Tokyo parks. Have you?
No,
There's
no,
few moments, we do have to do our opening procedures, so just give us a minute.
I have not been to a Disney park outside of the U.S., but the stories of first of all how Tokyo got built. That basically the folks in Japan wanted a Disneyland. They kept pestering Disney, and Disney, in hopes of making them go away, said, "All right, we're just going to quote an outrageously too high price," so that they just say, "Oh, well, we can't pay that much." And quoted them that price, and apparently the folks in Japan said, "Yeah, okay, here's a check." And then Disney's like, "Oh, I guess we have to build you a park." But that it is effectively Disney if there were no budgetary constraints, is
That's
my
the
understanding.
same thing I've heard. I've talked to a couple different people who have been there. The person I spoke to who's been there most recently said he was most interested by the fact that entire families would sort of dress up in matching outfits.
Okay.
That was
That's a
kind of
Run Disney thing,
Okay,
is
so, yeah.
costuming, but
I think that's a Tokyo Disney thing as well. It might just be a Japanese thing, but like people took it very seriously. I mean, they were dressed in the nines and all matching, and kind of fun. Yeah, I've heard especially Tokyo Disney Sea is what happens when you give Imagineers a lot of time and money and say, just go make stuff happen.
I do think that's one of the fun things is that the parks around the world, or even just Disney World and Disneyland, are not exact clones of each other. That riding like Spider-Man web slingers at California Adventure, that's a really, really cool ride. I was really, really poor at it, but I wish that that we had planned our day a little differently to be able to do that again, because that was very cool. And just the idea that, hey, you can't do that in Florida. You
Yeah.
got to be here.
Yeah.
And some other stuff, and other rides that are similar, but Space Mountain is a little bit different out there. Big Thunder, I think there's a lot of speculation that the renovations they're doing at Big Thunder in Florida will make it more like the Disneyland version. But I mean, it's got a big explosive scene at the end, and there's a bit more, the storyline is a bit more obvious there. And apparently the ride is a mirror image that while, let's see if I get this right, the Florida version is almost, not exclusively, but like 70% left turns. The Disneyland version is right turns. So if you're a Disney enthusiast, there are these little things that you can pick up. The teacups are outside at Disneyland,
Yeah.
which would not be a good idea here.
It would be a terrible idea
Not-
here,
especially not today.
Yeah.
But
Glad they made that switch.
I wonder how long these opening procedures take. So.
Yeah, we'll come back next Tuesday.
Right. This is fun for people though. People I think normally equate the friendship boats with transportation from the hotels, Dolphin Swan, Yacht Club, Beach Club, Boardwalk, to get either to EPCOT or Hollywood Studios. And I'm not sure everybody realizes that there is a separate boat route inside the park that if you're looking to cover some ground.
Just letting you know we don't go to Morocco anymore. We're going to Germany. So if you're going to Remy's Ratatouille, walking is going to be faster.
We're going to America. So this is even better.
We're just going for a ride.
But just in terms of saving some steps and so forth, and a chance to kick back, my guess is, I don't know, do you think you're going to get better sound inside with an echo or outside next to the engine? The view's better outside.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
People can mute us and watch the view, so.
And probably do.
What do you think?
I'd say let's go inside.
Okay.
It's going to be a little noisy out there.
May not be too bad without too many people, so. Let's see. What do you think, right or left?
How about here?
We can split the aisle and run the microphone cord right across the aisle.
Nobody would mind.
So there are 3 different countries with locations. This is considered Canada, and then there's a dock in Morocco that's not running right now, and then we're going to go over to Germany. But you'll get some views here and an idea of where they shoot the fireworks off that you don't really see just cruising around the park.
So there are 4 stops on this internal route. 2 at the entrance to World Showcase, and then Morocco and Germany.
Right.
But it seems like Morocco's closed, so maybe it's a 3-point journey at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, hard to know because they weren't in full operation, but they might just be running back and forth without stopping at the other one up top here. They've done a nice job sprucing up the outsides of these boats. This one is kind of the older paint scheme, but some of the new navy paint is snazzy.
Still pretty noisy in here,
Yes,
but at least there's air conditioning.
but when I rode the boat from, I'm staying at the Dolphin. My car is staying at the Swan. Apparently it booked a different parking space. I checked in last night and said, well, the parking lot's full. You could park over at the Swan.
Just what you want coming in late at night.
Yes, exactly. Well, actually, so I came in and I love the Swan and Dolphin, but their parking signage is a little lacking. And so I was trying to figure out, okay, where do I go? And I found the self parking lot, got into it. It indeed was full, and I was in an aisle that didn't really have an outlet, so it was nearly one of those Austin Powers moments. And of course, then a truck pulls in behind me, and it's like, oh no. So then I just went and parked next to the red curb out front and figured, well, if you guys tow this rental car, we'll call Hertz and let them know. And went inside and they directed me over to the Swan.
I've experienced that in the parking lot there as well. It seems like there are a lot of dead ends where things just sort of stop.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand why, but that is a feature or a bug.
I will tell you, if folks are looking for a good deal on an effectively deluxe resort, Swan and Dolphin prices are down right now because they're doing some exterior work. I only got here last night, so I haven't really explored, but has not had any impact on me. But the price is considerably less than what I'm used to paying there. It's potentially a really good option if you're looking for something. You get most of the deluxe perks. The downsides of Swan and Dolphin, because they are Marriott properties, no dining plan. If you want to do the dining plan, that's not an option. And no bus to Magic Kingdom. The bus goes to TTC. So the secret is either plan ahead for that or walk over to the yacht club and take their bus and then get dropped right out front. But other than that, it is basically a deluxe resort, a little less theming. So not as much Mickey and Minnie type stuff. But if you're looking to pay the price of being at Caribbean Beach or something, but get service like you're at the beach or the yacht club and still be at that location, it's a pretty good way to balance that.
John says he loathes the resort fee, which I understand.
You do need to factor that in because some of the travel sites are getting better about displaying that at the beginning, then you know what you're paying. But yes, that is true. So this is kind of a fun view here. If you look, I don't know how well you can see out the window or if you're going to get reflection, not too bad. But you see parts of Canada and the other countries that you don't grasp.
I don't remember seeing that angle before.
Right.
All that build up.
You're going to see a fireworks launcher right here.
Oh yeah. Right there in the middle. Complete with shield.
Yes, yeah. Don't shoot the friendship boat, please. Not right now.
So over at the Magic Kingdom, the Beacon Barrel was supposed to have reservations open up, and I guess there were some technical issues with that. But I'm going to get a chance to experience that during the weekend of D23.
Oh, nice.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Tell people what that is if they don't recognize that name.
So generally speaking, D23 is the official Disney fan club operated by the Walt Disney Company. In addition to publishing a magazine, they also hold events. And there are two primary events. There's the Expo, which happens in California every other year. And then on the off years, there's Destination D23, which takes place in Florida. So this year it is Destination D23. It's at Coronado Springs. And it's basically, there's an opportunity to shop, there's a display by the Disney Archives, and there are presentations that you can go to. And the presentations cover a lot of things that Disney does. It's not just about the parks. There are going to be presentations about, I think it's about the Three Caballeros, if I remember right.
That's right, yes.
And there are some others as well, which look very interesting. One note is that typically there would be a park-specific presentation at D23, and there is not one this year. And it's been a mix over the years. I think sometimes the D23 Expo in California every other year has been the place where most park announcements come out. And occasionally we get some park announcements at the Destination D23 in Florida. So the fact that there is no park-specific presentation this year in Florida makes me think we're probably not going to get a lot of announcements.
Well, they
about
unloaded
parks.
so much last year
Right.
that the speculation that I've sort of seen is that they will update those things in terms of, hey, here's how we're coming on the construction, here's some concept art and so forth. Here's a great question from Barbara about what is Beacon Barrel as well.
It's a great question. So the Beacon Barrel is a brand new soon-to-open lounge, sometimes called a bar, in the Magic Kingdom near Pirates of the Caribbean, and it is Pirates themed. So you'll get a chance to see the Barker Bird. I think, I don't know if we're going to see characters in there or not. I'm guessing probably not. But the theming, I think, is fun, and there are small bites that you can get as well as drinks. I've also heard there's going to be a 45-minute limit, which I don't know exactly how that gets enforced, but I think the idea is they don't want people going in there and parking all day so that other people don't have an opportunity to experience it. So that is the Beacon Barrel.
There you go. I've got a view of the screen here as you're shooting out the window, and I see Heather Fillmore, the former Heather Lang from my high school, is on and says hello. So hello, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
And hooray for Meridian Mustang Sports, where her kids play. So get them a shout out. I've never seen, the only other time I've ridden this friendship boat, we only went to Morocco, so I've never seen this backside here. As we come
The
through.
backside of America.
Exactly.
Looks like there's a sort of a dock spot there. Would you call that a makeshift dock?
It looks like you could dock something. Probably not this boat, but yeah.
Is that where the old globe for Illuminations used to park?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. I wonder if anybody out there knows.
Maybe somebody is. Robert says, remember a Sea-Doo ride next to the Flying Dutchman. That's interesting. Iona says that Oga's Cantina has a 45-minute time limit as well. I remember that. Which I can understand why Disney wants to do that. I could foresee some people just parking themselves there. Emily just rejoined the Pin of the Month Club. Emily, welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining. Sabrina says, great for a boat ride. John put a link to the Worldwide store. Thank you. Barbie says, the Globe for Illuminations was backstage. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Ginny says, a nice peaceful ride. This is a great ride.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets you from one side of World Showcase to the other, but it's also an attraction into itself. I think some of the views are really pretty. You get to sit down for a few minutes. You get a relatively air-conditioned space. It's not like Mexico air conditioning.
No.
It's,
No, I'm not
bad.
shivering.
Yeah.
I just thought this might be something a little fun to do. When I see you got a text, you got 5 cents off fuel at 7-Eleven. This is an
Yes.
exciting morning for you.
You know what I'm going to be doing today? Stopping at my local 7-Eleven.
There you go.
Greg says, highly thinking about joining the Pin and Blood Club. Greg,
I highly think you should.
me too. Yeah, we're peer pressure there, Greg. We're hoping that you do. James says, Baxter is sitting with me enjoying EPCOT. All right. We got the opening procedures here.
Yeah, they got to tie us down.
Yeah. Lisa says it's been years since she's ridden on the Friendship boat. She'll have to put it on her list for next time. Yeah, you know, if I had to go one day only to be here, I'm not sure this would be at the top of my list. But if you've got a little bit of time, it's a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Thank you. This way, it's open. Sorry.
Out the front.
Someone said, nice docking procedure. I agree. It was a good job.
Oh, they do a really good job. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good job on the docking.
Good driving.
A lot of practice.
I bet. It really is a finely choreographed procedure, both the docking and disembarking.
Yeah. That was completely smooth. I didn't really even
Yeah,
notice
you didn't
it at all.
feel the bash of
Yeah.
hitting the dock like if I was running that show.
And me.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Well, maybe we can stop in the shade here for our sign off.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
So Topher, it was great to see you. Thanks as always for joining.
So glad we got to this. I got to get back and use my lightning lane at the Tower of Terror so I can have 7 rides for today. I
you've
think
had
that
a
is the
break-
first one.
You've had a
actually.
break to recover, so
Yes.
you're okay.
Yes. Stomach should be back. From here down back to here. So
Where it needs to be.
that's
yeah.
good.
So that's good. Did you have breakfast?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
And you
It's
still
just
have
small.
breakfast?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, good.
I have the same amount of breakfast as I had to start. So
Good
that's
to know.
good.
Well, it was good to see you. Thanks for joining the live broadcast.
Hey,
I
thank
always
you so
enjoy it.
much. Support Herb. This is fun because as long as Herb can keep doing this, I can keep coming, justifying coming down. Why are you going to Florida again? Oh, I got to go be on the broadcast with Herb. So it's
It's a
perfect.
business expense.
Dum-
actually,
dum-
so.
Sure. Yeah, we won't pass that one to the accountant, I don't think.
So it was great to see you, and to everyone else, thank you so much for spending a bit of your Saturday with me. You can always check out a replay over on both Facebook, at least for 30 days, and YouTube, so now that the technology is cooperating. Thanks to everyone who joined late last night for Nikki's Not So Scary Halloween party and a chance to check out both the fireworks and the Booty-U parade. As usual, plan to be back next Saturday, so thank you again. And I always like to say thank you for all of your likes and your comments and your shares. It's because you do that that occasionally I get the opportunity to do nice things with the folks at Disney Media Relations, like covering D23 at the end of the month. So I hope that you all have a wonderful Saturday, and until next time, God bless. All right.
Cool.